Hello, and welcome to Age Like Wine, a series where I'll be taking a look at games that I think still hold up extremely well, breaking down what makes them a wine that has aged impeccably, and why they still taste so good to this day. That tastes like shit. Oh, and in case anyone out there is wondering, yes, I do have a counterpart to this series called Age Like Milk in the works, where, you guessed it, I'll be taking a look at games that have not aged so gracefully, and looking into why that is and what makes them, you know. And so, now that I have established this roller coaster, I hope to see you on the ride. Okay, so there are just a few things I'd like to go over here. Firstly, how do I judge whether a game has aged like wine or aged like milk? I'll try and keep it brief. I think it's important to see how the game was received when it was first released and compare it to how the game is perceived today. How did people react when it first came out? Is the perception any different today in either a more positive or negative way? Was the game perhaps hyped up when it was first released, only for it to turn out to be really boring as time passed on? Do the game's controls still hold up? Or does it have some glaring issues that were perhaps seen as revolutionary at the time, but is extremely tedious and mundane today? The story of a game can also play a role. Does it have any themes or portray anything that's perhaps relevant today? In other words, did the game pull off a Simpsons episode and predict the future? I think it's also important to note that there is no such thing as a perfect, flawless game. I think every game has something that could be considered questionable, no matter how big or how small a detail it is, but that doesn't mean that those details prevent it from being a game that's aged like wine to me. What's most important to keep in mind is whether those details are enough to taint the overall experience of a game or not, and if they don't, then that's a win in my book. Well, that's about it. I will try to be as objective as I can with these, but subjectivity will also play a role in how I judge the games that appear in this series. Feel free to disagree with me if you find anything I say to be different to how you may or may not view something, or if you think that I'm wrong. And that wraps it up. Thank you.